So during this academic year, I've had the wonderful opportunity to study abroad in Spain, specifically with Berklee College of Music at their Valencia campus. If you don't know, it's located in the City of Arts and Sciences in Valencia, and it is absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. But this raises a really interesting conversation about mobile studios. A lot of the students that I know that are working in the music technology major, they have really nice studios at home back where they're from, but they don't necessarily have all their equipment here with them now. So the goal of this series is going to be to study how other Berklee students produce music in a mobile setting. So in today's video, we have Nich Phang. He is from Singapore and he is a crazy good lo-fi producer. Okay, so as stated before, I'm here with Nich Phang, who is from Singapore. We have all come here from different parts of the world, and we've had to figure out some sort of music setup to work in a semi-mobile way. Nich, do you want to just kind of walk through your hardware that you use in order to make music here in this environment, and then maybe we can get into the more of the software environment a little bit later?
Sure. So this is the Akai MPK Mini Mark II. I use this mainly for my sort of like travel MIDI controller. It's small, it's compact, it has like a sustain pedal, it's got knobs, pads, keys. It has this cool joystick thing for pitch and modulation. So yeah, this is my main controller for like just mobile setups. So what I normally do is, and I'll show this off later maybe, but to navigate around Ableton, I had to map some of these knobs to control my scene select, my instruments, whatnot. I don't have individual clip launch from here. I use these for drums, I use these for chords, and then I use the knobs to control like effects and everything. It doesn't have like those navigation controls like you would have on a Launchpad or Launchkey Mini, but you can still get by. Yeah, you have to kind of spend some time just to figure out what kind of setup, what kind of configuration works for you, and then you just like map it with Ableton and you save it or something. Yeah. I have my synth over here. So this is a Microkorg XL. It's actually pretty light for a synth. So you can see here it has like minimal controls. It's got genre select and instrument. So it's actually like a modeled synth or something. It's not like an analog circuitry thing, but it has some pretty good presets. It sounds pretty legit, I think, in my opinion. Don't sue me. Yeah, how you go about editing this, the parameters of the synth, you have to use like this menu selector, which can be kind of cumbersome. So I just use the presets, but if you wanted to, you can go choose the menu and you can edit 3 different parameters at once. So that's how you get around the synth. Each slot has like 2 banks, like A and B, and you can go up an octave, down an octave. There's volume and tempo control for the arpeggiator. Oh, it has a vocoder too.
Okay, the last thing that I thought was like super cool is this Zoom pedal.
So I got this I think like 3 years ago. It has a maximum of 6 effects in a chain. Of course you're limited to like DSP processing and everything, but it tells you when you have too much going on. You can have a maximum of 6, and this covers chorus, delay, and reverb, but it also has like compression, EQ, filters, and just all sorts of weird random effects and everything. Like I call it my Swiss Army knife on my pedal board because it does exactly that. Like if I have a situation where I'm just not prepared for, I'm like, I'll look it up and I can find something here that kind of does the job. So yeah.
Okay, so we're now going to go to sharing the screen and we're going to see how Nich actually goes through this hardware and makes something awesome out of it.
Okay, so here's a session I started on a while ago. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use the Akai MPK Mark II and the Microkorg to record some layers. I'm going to use the Akai to record a bass line, and I'm going to use the Microkorg to record an arpeggiation line, and that's going to be coming from the synth, so no MIDI for the arpeggiator. So we're going to start with the bass first. What I have for my bass, I am using a Serialistic MG1 Plus synthesizer by Cherry Audio. And I highly recommend this synth. It's got a lot of nice presets for bass and just, lots of fun stuff. And that's just running into a compressor limiter that I have from the Focusrite plugin bundle thing. So if you have Focusrite, check it out. And it sounds like this. So pretty nice thick sub sounding kind of bass, and we're just going to track the bass line. I already have a bass line for the song, so I'm just going to use that to demonstrate what I normally do. So here goes. Okay, so that's the bass. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just playing notes. I like to use this for bass and lead sounds because you have the joystick. So as you can see, what I did was like I just played some notes and I wobbled the joystick a little bit. That just gives it that kind of mild, pitch bendy tremolo kind of thing, and I just use that to add in a little bit of evolution and like humanness to my MIDI notes basically. So yeah, that's the bass line done. Now we're going to move on to the Microkorg XL, where we're going to use the arpeggiator. So what I have for the Microkorg, I just have a saw wave. So it has some effects on it. I'll explain a little bit, but basically on the Microkorg, what I have here on the left side, I have the volume and tempo that controls like arpeggiation. In I guess like the left side of the panel, we have sort of the program selection. You can select based on genre and type of instrument. So I have it on a patch already selected. And now on the right hand side of the synth, we have all the parameters that you want to edit. So right now I'm just going to edit the arpeggiation settings just to make sure it's on the right settings. So I'm going to turn this knob down to the ARP setting, and you can see, so on ARP menu we have type, latch, and gate time. So I'm going to make sure type is on Alt 2 because that's what I like. We have up, down, random, all sorts of types. And I want to make sure latch is on. So when latch is off, basically you have to play the chord, and the moment you let go of the keys, the arpeggiation stops. But when latch is on, I just have to play it once. And when I let go of it, it's just going to continue playing the chord, the arpeggiation, whatever I'm playing. So I want to leave that on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this back to filter. Why I want to leave it on filter is because during the arpeggiation, I want to give it some movement. So I'm going to play around with like cutoff, resonance, until I find something I like, and I might even change it in the middle of the arpeggiation when it's being recorded, so that way we have some evolution with the sounds. So that's running into my zoom. So on the zoom pedal, I have a particle reverb, I have some early reflection, analog delay, and another instance of early reflection. So I'm not going to mess with stuff at the back. I'm just going to go to particle reverb, and I like messing with this mode knob. I'm not sure what it stands for honestly, but I know that I like how it sounds. This effect has like some kind of shimmery effect, so I'm just going to play around with these things when we have the arpeggiation on. So let's give it a listen. So I think I have something I kind of like, so I'm going to hit record. So yeah, we have some kind of cool arpeggiation lines that have some evolution in them. So here's what it sounds like together with the bass line and the arpeggiation line. So yeah, That's it. That's kind of how I use my setup here in Valencia. I do have a guitar at home normally, but I'm left with these devices, so I have some fun with it. It's been Nick. This has been Nick. I'm Nick, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
All right. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and thank you.